Hi, everybody. This is Chris,
This is Matt.
and this is our attempt to show you our attempt at learning how to play Darklands.
That is a long title that we trim down to introduction to gameplay. Usually we call these how to play, right? Because
Right.
usually you've played it and I haven't. Like, let's be honest, there's never been a game where I know all the ins and outs and you don't.
It will happen someday, but today's not that day, and the last two times haven't been either.
If we ever play Strip Poker 3, I will definitely be able to help you out with that because I played that sucker a lot when I was about 13 years old.
The other game you played more than me, Heads.
Yeah, I remember
You
Heads.
played
I
the
was
hell
great
out of
at Heads.
You were good at it, but
We
that
looked at
is
software, etc., and I endorsed Heads to people, and every one of them who bought it brought it back and returned it because it was so bad, and they were all pissed off at me because I was like, "It's great,
it's a great game.
HEDZ, look it up.
Yeah.
Have fun. You're welcome. Don't post in the comments about it."
But if you're tuning in this month to try and
Yeah, sorry.
steer us kind of back on track. No, this is both of our faults. Kind of steers both back on track. Normally, we pick a game for a month. We come back after having played it for the month and talk about it. When it comes to role-playing games, especially really big role-playing games, that's not an option. It's going to take us a couple months to really play and get through. And this game is definitely one of those games. I think it took me 2 weeks of our level of playing before I understood how to play it.
Yeah. So this should be viewed as a lame attempt for us to maintain our YouTube cadence more than anything. You're probably not going to learn much. Well, I don't know. You might learn a little bit.
Don't downplay us. I think we're going to actually help a lot of people get over that initial, where do I get started?
This is such a thing with every role playing game because the first thing you do in all these role playing games is character creation. And you never do that again in the game. So, and then after that, the first thing you do is figure out what the hell the grind is to level up. And you kind of do that the whole game, I suppose. But it creates this big hill that you have to get over to get into these games. So usually on these big ones, about a month in, we've identified at least what that is.
Right.
So you're probably not going to get an idea of the long-term ramifications of any decisions or advice that we give you here, and if you know something that we're doing wrong or stupid, please tell us because we don't know what we're doing.
And now that we've talked ourselves up.
Yeah. hit that subscribe button.
No,
Yeah,
it's these videos are always meant to be a conversation, but from us to you and you to us. We have a Reddit. We have a fan Reddit. We have a fan Discord that we are in frequently with tips and tricks and other ways. So feedback is appreciated. Tell us your character builds. Tell us your party builds. We're going to kind of go through what ours are and why we picked that, or what mine is, because I'll be.
You're driving. We're gonna do it live today.
Going live. Yeah, it's not a recording we're going to talk over. We're actually going to play, show you our setup. And one of the other things, you were talking about with these early RPGs, there's the initial setup of what's your character, what's your party, what's the initial grind. Sometimes before any of that, how do you configure the game?
Right. And usually this is a DOSBox jam. So usually DOSBox games I find are pretty good out of the box. Maybe you'll have to adjust your CPU speed, which is a thing that you just have to do with these DOSBox games.
Kind of dial it in, yeah.
And fix, get the resolution the way you want it if you want full screen or whatever. But Darklands has some twists.
Yeah. Specifically audio.
Yes.
And I'm going to kind of walk you through what we learned, because if you watch someone else play online or you watch some of the other ones, you'll hear this voiceover over the introduction. And if you play the Steam version, it's not there.
Yeah, and you want it. This is something you want.
Right.
Because you want to hear all the good stuff. Does this ruby-haired Vixen talk to you in the introduction?
She does. Yes.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Strap in, everyone.
There's
you got to
church
fix
bells.
this.
There's all of it. So we got to fix this. So what you're going to want to do is go into your Steam library, find Darklands.
And like for those people who are like gonna post to skip all the bullshit, start here. This is where you want to start.
Right. It looks like it's probably going to be about 5 minutes in, which is about on par for us. If you're expecting a detailed white knuckle, we're taking you right through this. Yeah, forget that. We're going to chat a little bit. It's a casual show, more of a book club than a...
Why are my glasses fogging up, dude? I don't know.
God, see, we're all...
I don't even have my COVID mask on, and my glasses are fogging up.
Are you at least 3 feet from the monitor?
Always.
Okay, because if you're 3 feet and I'm 3 feet, then we're good. I thought about putting our boxes in opposite corners of the screen. I thought that'd be hilarious, but
visually represent.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to put the effort into.
No,
we're good. So I just,
Yeah, totally.
Anyway.
So for those of you in the comments who are like, to skip the bullshit, start here.
Start here. A minute after we said to start here now. And if some of you are like, but I play on Good Old Games, I don't have the Good Old Games version installed. I oddly own it on both Steam and Good Old Games because I don't know how that happened. Probably it was 25 cents on Good Old Games at some point, and I decided I'll play that someday.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the Steam version. I have a feeling the Good Old Games version will have something very similar, so you'll still learn something from this. Rambling aside, go in your library, right-click on it, select Manage, select Browse Local Files, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the DOSBox window folder. And in there's going to be a config file. And you're going to edit it with Notepad. And you want to add the line install.exe. Right in that, right between CD Darkland and CLS, you want to add install.exe.
Beautiful.
When you start up the game again from your icon on your desktop, it'll go into the configuration for the game. You want to pick the hardware sound configuration, and you're going to want to change it. If you just go through with defaults like I did the first time, the sound's not going to change because it's going to give you address 220, IRQ5, DRQ1.
I don't know DRQ. I know DMA. What's DRQ?
I don't know.
Okay. Nobody knows. It's lost knowledge.
I think it's meant to be DMA, but the notes that I copied and pasted this from said DRQ.
Okay. I appreciate that honesty.
Yeah. So
you got to have Sound Blaster.
Got to have Sound Blaster Pro, and you got to change that IRQ from 5 to 7. It will default to 5. You need to change it to 7. Save and exit the configuration. And start running, and you'll have sound. If you want, when you're done and you don't want to have that stupid config come up every time, just go back in and remove that install.exe line or comment it out by typing REM in front of it.
Whoa.
Or I think colon. Was colon the old batch file comment code symbol?
I know rem. I don't know. I don't know colon for comments. I haven't edited auto exec stuff in a long time.
2 colons.
2 colons.
Double
All
colons.
right.
Twice the colon. Just
twice the
that
fun.
Right out of the way. Yeah.
Oh man. Here we go.
With
the poop jokes.
Yeah, gotta start with the poop jokes.
So that's good to do. Like it's totally worth this like 3 steps.
Yes. I feel like the music's better. Don't hold me to that. I feel like it's better. But you're going to get other sounds and stuff you weren't getting without it.
Yeah, and this is like a simulation of medieval Germany, and you're going to want to hear it because it's like you're there.
It's practically like you're there. We'll talk about that next month. Anyway. So that'll help you get... So before you even start the game, or you can start the game and come back and do this when you're feeling in the mood. I think that's a worthwhile little tip to kind of get us going.
Totally.
The next thing you should do And I normally I say read the directions, but
this is going to be one of those things where you're probably not going to sit down and read this son of a bitch front to back. I keep saying this. This is like the third time I know I've said this, but there's a bibliography in this manual, so that should give you a hint about how intense it is.
yeah.
So this is going to be like, my advice is open it in a PDF that's searchable and just Control F the shit that you need to know in any given moment.
Yeah. But sort of here's the other thing I think is important. So, because the manual is thick, and like the last half of it is history of Germany. And there's a lot of that where it's sort of talking more about the history of Germany than playing the game or how the game works. We'll discuss whether that's a good thing or bad thing next weekend, or next week, or
2 weeks,
4 weeks, next month.
Oh, next month.
Next
How
month.
often
Because
do
in
we
2
do
weeks
this?
is Wolfenstein. I know,
Oh,
right?
right.
Who are we? What? How did you get in my
How did
house?
All right.
All right. But I want to kind of talk about something. So normally we say read the directions. I would at least glance through them. They come in a PDF in the folders we just showed you. They don't tell you that, but they're in there.
Mm-hmm.
Or they do tell you that. But you can find them easily. They're like in the main directory.
It's also highly Googleable. Like I just Googled them up a minute ago. Darklands manual.
Mm-hmm. And that's where most people would stop. And so I bought the game because I'm like, I'm missing stuff. I know I'm missing stuff. And sure enough, I am. There's a map, which we'll talk about in a second. There are quick reference cards, which I will bring up on the screen now. Yeah, like...
This is useful.
The quick reference card. Definitely take a moment and read these. These tell you the keyboard commands you're going to need to be able to play the game.
And it tells you how many percentages in a groschen,
Yes.
which you're definitely going to want to know.
And
how many
what time is time.
Right. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about it in
Next month.
Determinate amount of time.
We both have a lot to say about it. I know we do. And we haven't talked whether we do, but I know we do.
But anyway, this is useful because the keys are all over the place, and the money system.
Yeah. So those are useful. Once you get out of town, what's invaluable is this map. Look it up online, grab it. It's on a PDF in the folder. You're going to need this map to find where things are. Because the quests are, the castle is to the northwest of Stuttgart. Okay, where's Stuttgart? Where am I? How do I get around? And if you pull up the party menu, you'll see a map. There's so many cities. If you look, it's kind of hard to see on your screen right now, I'm sure, but this lower right cathedral arch thing is the name of all the cities. With their
there's
respective coordinates on this map, which quadrant they're in. So this doesn't even tell you exactly where they are. It just narrows it down to a box in the game on the map for you to still hunt and find.
But it's a lot better than wandering around,
right,
and getting killed.
Yes,
which we'll talk about when we get to the grind part of this.
And here's the one thing I will talk about the game, and I'm hoping your experience is similar. Because at this point, it probably sounds like we're being a bit hard on the game. There's all this, there's stuff to dig up and prep and do, and I still would say give the game a shot. Yeah,
play it with us, because we would love to, we'd love to hear what other people think. Yeah. And I don't want to get into it, but I don't hate it. It's just it's just a difficult game to get used to.
It took, like I said, it took me about 3 weeks to get going, and then I got going, and then I liked playing it.
Yeah.
Whether I like it, we'll talk later, but
Right.
I get where we're at right now, and I can actually play the game and enjoy what it's trying to do.
Right.
So
is that it for supplemental materials?
I think that's it for supplemental materials. Unless you want to get into the bibliography in the manual, we can go through those books.
Did you buy them all on eBay, and are they next to Chewbacca in sunglasses behind you there?
It's kind of tempting, but no, I did not.
Yeah. Excellent.
So let's just pull this bad boy up.
Here we are.
Darklands. Generally, I don't use quick start.
Me neither. It feels wrong, but it will. Like I've messed around a little bit with the quick start characters, and it's a pretty good party, and it'll get you moving around, and so you can learn what the game is about before you decide if you want to invest all the energy in learning it. So, a reasonable option, but we're not going to do that today, are we?
No, we're going to create a new world. Maybe.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Well, thanks for watching.
And this is bye, everybody.
Mash that unsubscribe button.
Let's just
make a note to cancel your Patreon.
Yep. All right, let's pull this back up for a second. Let me get DOSBox going here again.
Yep. We'll
smoke them if you got them.
We'll enjoy this nice screen you made, by the way. It's really nice. I like it.
Well, I stole it from...
But you wrote introduction to gameplay over it.
That's
in that
true,
nice
that made it mine.
Yeah, right. That's just the kind of hard work we're willing to put into this channel.
Okay, well, we'll actually get to hear the opening audio this way. I'll want to talk about this a little bit some other time, but...
Yeah.
Because this takes a little bit.
This is quite an intro, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think those are raindrops or birds pooping on those gargoyles? And do you think that's what makes gargoyles evil?
God, I never thought about it, but I think it probably is. That and having to hang out outside all the time in medieval Germany in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear. Is there sound now?
Yeah, there's music playing.
All right, I'll shut up then.
Here's the bells. You don't get the bells without the fix we did.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I think it's a good representation of what it helps set what the game should feel like. I feel like without this, you wouldn't get that gothic-y.
Right. Well, we're getting into our book club talk now, though.
Man, it's hard not to.
I know. I know.
I'm ready to go, but I'm not. Most role-playing games have that, like you said, the initial grind. Oh, I'm gonna let her come in.
Yeah.
Welcome to Darklands. Welcome.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway,
I was gonna say, most video games have, or most role-playing games, especially open-world ones, have that. Like we were talking about, there's what's the first grind, and then usually there's your first quest before the world pops open into something meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
And this game's no exception. Like with Deathlord, it's finishing the first thing and getting your boat and going out. This one is killing the first robber baron, and then the world sort of opens up.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you can get there.
We'll create a new world. And it starts with 4 characters.
Yep, and this is the built-in party.
Yep. But let's at least create one character, right?
Yeah, we'll create someone. So the first thing you're going to notice is that this is confusing as shit. Like, this is a really confusing character creation screen.
And it suffers from old DOS fonts.
Yeah, these fonts are real bad.
We're gonna have to. We're starting to drift again. How to make your character? What I kept trying to do was click up here to select the new name.
Right.
And if you put select a new name, it just randomly assigns names. That was kind of ticking me off. I'm like, I can't even name my character.
Right.
Enter a new name.
Much better.
Ben Cheese.
Ben Cheese.
Ben Cheese.
Purveyor of Filet-O-Fish all across 15th century Germany.
Yes. Jesus.
Beautiful. Okay, so now you've got a name up there, and you'll also note that he's 0 age old.
Right. That seems a little young.
Yeah.
I feel like he
it's
wouldn't
a little
be a
young
good
for
fight
adventure.
against bandits.
Right.
I can make him a woman or make her a man.
Nice. Very progressive for 1992.
Yep. The bar was so low back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, right.
But we want to begin their childhood, which to me should be... We'll talk about that next month.
You're going to begin your childhood because the one thing you're going to take away from this conversation is that age is important in this game.
Yes.
It's like a major factor in how your game is going to shake out. So this character creation is about balancing skills and age and understanding this goofy screen.
Right, because the older you get, the more your skills, your attributes start to atrophy, but you get your skills to go up. Skills you can get up through play. Attributes, there's
pretty
only
much
a couple ways to get them up, and it's really hard, and it's not right away. So you select your family background.
For those of you who have played the Mountain Blade games, will recognize
very
this
similar.
kind of, yeah.
So who should we make Ben Cheese here?
So let's talk about what these windows mean. So on the left, you have the top left, you have your attributes: your endurance, strength, agility, personality, intelligence, charisma, and divine fortitude, divine favor.
Yes.
So I did that window. So now you do the next line of windows because I don't remember offhand what they are. They're like the max, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're the max. You know, I don't ever think I actually figured out what they were. I should probably look in the instructions for that.
I did.
If only you read the directions. I think they're how much it costs. No, so these are how much it costs to raise a stat, I want to say.
That could be true. That could be
True.
That could be true. I did look this up and remembered it, but it's been a while.
Tell you what, while you look that up, I will sit over here and describe what the skills actually are.
Sure.
How about that?
Sure.
Or we could go the other way. Do you want me to look it up and do you talk first? Do I talk first?
Well, so what they are, the left number
Okay.
is automatic skill increase what you've already received.
Oh.
And the right number is the max you
Can
cannot
put it.
increase it beyond.
Okay.
Right.
Right. And this will be how many points you get to put into things. But we're gonna actually end up putting these points into your attributes. And you'll notice it's
Right.
that
It changes.
based on who your person is. And over here it's weapon edge, weapon impale, weapon flail, weapon polearm, weapon throwing, weapon bow, weapon missile, which is crossbows and guns.
Mm-hmm.
They have guns.
Cool.
Alchemy, religion, virtue, speak common, speak Latin. That C and that L are very close. Read and write, healing, artificing. I don't know how to say that word.
Man, you chose that column. You gotta
I know.
do it. I'm not helping.
Yeah, I'm gonna say artifice.
Artifacting.
I like artifacting. I don't think that's what it is, but we're gonna say that for now because all they
Fuck
gave
it.
me was art fart here.
Everyone tuned out by now, so it
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
we're
None of it
done.
matters.
It's just us.
Yep.
Stealth, streetwise, ride, and wood wisdom,
Which is like hanging out in the woods.
which is being a Boy Scout. Yeah, going out,
Yep.
Boy Scouting it up. So that's that. Formulae and saints. Formulae is how to make potions. They don't have magic per se, but they do let you make potions that you can throw or apply to weapons or apply to characters. And saints are... Praying to a saint is like a cleric in a typical D&D game casting a spell.
Yeah, because purports to be realistic, there's not the traditional RPG magic that you might expect. It's all done with saints and with alchemy and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway, so let's pick a family background, and you can get a sense for the differences if you mouse over them. There's some shit in the manual about it. We're not going to go into all of them.
I don't think the manual, though... So here's... You know when I asked, were there any other things we needed to talk about reference materials?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the manual I don't think really does a good job of explaining what each of these breakouts does.
Mm-hmm.
There is a clue book. And the first part of the clue book is how to play the game.
Oh, that would be nice to know.
It should be in the manual, but it's in the clue book.
I think they probably released the 100-page manual and then like gave it to people to play, and then they were like, "Oh, no one can figure this out."
Yeah. Well, I think it's also the difference between we're getting into the thing. It's the difference between microprose and SSI, though. SSI would give you the charts and have the clue book be full of the fluff.
Right.
This gives you the fluff and has the clue book be full of the charts. What do you want? What do you want for Ben Cheese here? Is he nobility? Is he a commoner? Where did he start?
I think he was a country crafts family.
All right.
Craft singles, specifically.
Did you lock up on me again? Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well, so I don't know what I picked.
Yeah, you got some... So now you're 15, so you've made it through your medieval childhood, which I think is probably quite an accomplishment, right?
Right.
Like your mother survived childbirth, and you've made it to 15 in your country crafts family.
You survived your abusive dad and his drinking and beating every day.
Mm-hmm. So A+. So now you're going to increase your attributes, which, as you remember from 8 minutes ago, is the first column, right?
Right. And we're going to do it spending all these points here. One thing I will say right off the bat, nothing less than 25 for endurance and strength.
Yep.
Even if you're playing a wizard, do not go under that score.
Yeah, they're going to be real spongy and real weak.
And some of your career choices you're going to make will lower these scores.
Right. Just like real life.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God IT's not an option.
Oh, right. How did you have a negative strength? I don't know. I like to put everything to 20. To
yeah,
start.
and then just kind of go from there.
Yeah, and go from there. So it's Ben.
It's Ben Cheese, so, you know, he's hardy, so I'd give him some more strength and endurance, probably.
Get him up to 30 in each of these. This is personality. This is charisma.
Yeah.
Perception and charisma. He's bringing Filet-O-Fish to the people.
Yeah, so
people like him.
Charismatic person. Probably doesn't need to be super agile, but
a little faster because he is swinging swords.
All right. And 13, so you know,
make him a little stronger.
Yeah,
meal a Filet-O-Fish will get you there.
Right.
I got one more point to spend, and I'll put it in a jar. All right. So done with that.
Okay. Nice work.
And what you chose on the last screen affects the choices you see on this screen.
Right. So now,
like, I'm sorry. I can't be a noble hare because I apparently didn't pick noble. I picked something that lets me be a vagabond, a swindler, or a thief for 5 years.
Right. So this is your first career at age 15, and you'll see that you get more experience points to up your attributes, and you get some skill caps. So if you just stop over one of them, we can like on the right. So like edge weapon, you start with 2 and you have a max of 4. That's what that second column means, and it goes down.
Right. And since he's a peddler, if you look, like his ability to artifact is 5 because he's probably working with goods and stuff like that. And what that means, which I didn't get right away, the artifacting is your ability to pick locks, disarm traps, your normal rogue mechanical skills.
Yeah.
Every skill in this game, I don't feel like they're all equal, but there's not skills where you're going to be like, oh, I wish I hadn't taken that.
Yeah. Right. Including speak Latin. You might think, oh, I don't need to speak Latin. You might want to. You might want a little.
It comes up. A little conversational Latin.
Sure.
Who should we make this Ben Cheese in his late teens?
I don't. Ben, what did Ben Cheese do in his late teens? That's a good question. I think he probably was an apprentice craftsman.
An apprentice craftsman. Interesting.
That's the 15th century German equivalent of working at McDonald's.
Sounds fair. Okay, so we've selected that.
And now we're 20.
Yep. Everything went up by that number on the left, like Matt said, and now we've got these points on the right we can also continue to spend. So we know Ben likes to go with the blunt weapons. He likes to take prisoners.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, he does, and sell them. This is our warband.
Our warband character.
And his name Ben Cheese.
We just said speaking Latin's important, so let's give ourselves a couple points. You notice I put 2 points in that, and I'm done. I can't put any more points in that right now. Speak common, virtue. I don't think he's got a lot of that we need to worry about. I think he's got some streetwise. He's had a hard life.
Yep. Oh, definitely.
He knows how to ride his horse of steel through the woods.
And I should clarify on that second column. I don't think it's what I said was very clear. So the first number is how many you can spend.
No,
I'm sorry. The second column is how many you can spend now. The first column is how many you can get from
picking that career.
Right.
So if you
from your EPs, right?
Right. So by making him a craftsman, our weapon edge went up by 4, and we can put 4 more in it.
Right.
Our impale went up by 4, and we put 4 more in it. Or impact, not impale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I want a weapon skill impale.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
That's what I'm putting in my game.
Definitely. Cleave and impale.
Cleave and impale. Those are your weapon skills.
Decapitate. Or I guess that would be cleave.
That falls under a subcategory of cleave. So what else does he like to do? Kind of, we said this is important. Let's have him read and write. Let's have him be literate. He can heal himself. He said he was a craftsman. He knows how to make a burger. He knows how to hide out back for a smoke break.
Right.
And we'll put a couple points in crossbow because why not? Why not? All right. At this point, he's 20 years old. He's had a little bit of a career. He's had a family heritage in the back. We can take him adventuring. Or we can send him back to something else for 5 years.
Right. And you will start to get diminishing returns as they age and as you go through additional careers. So I would say don't do more than 2 careers unless you're doing something fairly intense like alchemy.
That was what I was going to say. There is, if you're playing a wizardy character, there is maybe some bonus to getting up there and getting enough alchemy so you can make potions well right off the bat. But you're intending that person to be in the back ranks anyway and not fighting, so you can kind of balance it out. But I still wouldn't go past like 30, 35. But since we both said we can at least do another 5.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that kill characters here.
Right. If you're like, hey,
you know what? That wasn't what I wanted. So we're going to go to the next occupation. Again, your last occupation, factors this occupation.
Right.
It will create or limit resources to you or options to you because of it. Is he going to join the army? Is he going to go to college? Is he going to stay at McDonald's? What are we doing with this guy here?
I think he's going to go to like Sandwich University.
He's going to Sandwich University. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, become a sandwich artist. He's graduating to...
Exactly. He's going to Sandwich Art School. Parsons. Whatever the German version of Parsons is.
Yes. Oh, my God. Okay. Let's up his sandwiching then, because that's why he's here.
Right.
He'll need to ride his bike there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hustle at the counter.
Yep.
Needs to read the menu.
Definitely got to read and write.
Yep, needs to be able to speak to people. We'll say Latin as the recipes.
Right.
And I've got no points left. Now, again, I could go add another 5 years to him, send him to another 5 years of adventuring. But you're going to gain skills through using them in the game, too.
That's probably the best way to gain skills, because unless you've played this before and you know exactly how you like to play, it might be better to let those kind of organically develop.
Here's another theory I'm going to just float out there for people in terms of design. Like we said, age is important, and your attributes will start to go down as you keep adding stuff on. But what you could do is take 3 really old guys who you've beefed up in here, and a young guy, and do some of the initial grind, and then when the young guy gets some stats up, retire one of the old guys and bring someone in. It will take longer, but it will make that initial... It flattens the curve. It
nice.
It makes your initial push easier because you've got guys who can fight some of the bandits and things you're going to fight right away.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I would say is... create an alchemist, one guy who really pushes in alchemy, maybe take him up to 30 even.
Wow.
And have him end with alchemy. And we'll talk about why, I guess right now, whatever class you end on determines their starting equipment.
Right, and you want that sweet, sweet potion money.
Ending with alchemy gives you potions. Selling those potions, especially if you end as a master alchemist, those are expensive potions, and you can pretty much just sell them and outfit the party.
Right. The downside is that 30 is like the cutoff before your skills start to have either diminishing returns or to actually degrade.
I think it says in the manual somewhere they talk about like the average life expectancy in this era of Germany was 40. So just keep in mind that he's presuming by 40 these people are dead.
Right.
So you really don't want to push past 30.
Right.
And for sort of a reference as to how long this game takes, my initial figuring it out and getting my guys going, it took me about a year to get out of town.
Right.
So, because you're going to spend a lot of time in the inn healing, and we'll get to that right here. So
yeah, let's begin adventuring with Ben Cheese and these other merry misfits here.
We'll add Ben to the party.
Yep.
Right now, while we've got Ben selected up here, we can select a character image. And you'll see down on the lower left, we're kind of cycling through.
Yep.
You can change his hair color.
Yep.
You can change his
uniform.
His uniform. I kind of want to go with an orange.
You can look however you want as long as it's white.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, there's that too.
So, yeah.
Let's go with that.
You can change your coat of arms. You can modify it. You can mess with it here. That's heraldry. Yeah. But I don't think we really need to go deep.
Like, you can't design it. You just pick between what's up there. We'll give him a sword.
And there's no cheese images on there. I looked.
Or fish ones.
Or fish, yep. It's a real shame.
And you can add 4 people to the party. I don't think you can add 5. Can you add 5?
No, I think it's 4. What was the name of the bad guy in Die Hard? Wasn't that Hans Mueller?
Gruber. You've been
Hans
grooved.
Right.
All right, so we've got this all going. And so far, if you're a CRPG guy, there's some little interesting flavors here and there. But nothing really felt weird for me until I began the adventure.
Yes.
And we start with this sort of in town, almost all of it's reading over some picture in the background.
Yeah, it's a choose your own adventure town navigation system.
Yes.
Which we're not going to talk about.
Not yet.
How we feel about it, but this is what it is. So the early game is about figuring out where things are in town, how to move around, because it's quite a large branching tree of things to do.
Right.
And time matters, and there's different paths, places. It's quite rich, and it takes some time. Like, you could even map it if you wanted with like a bubble map.
Yeah.
I kind of have a feel for, like, you can tell, like, if you slide out into a back street, you're going to be in an alley and get to different, places. So you can kind of tell, like, it's a little bit intuitive.
And here's one of the things that threw me personally off. I was waiting for the opportunity for this dialogue to stop so I could, like, look at my characters and manage them. It never does. Right now, go manage your characters. So let's pop over here to Jesus. I'm going to double click on them. I think you can also hit F1. And it pulls this up. I think it's interesting. Nothing's in here where his character is until we go equip. Oh, all he's got is a club. Oh, that's sad.
Yep.
And I hit A, but you can also drag over, and it won't show it drag, but it will do the same thing.
Yep. They didn't have that technology yet.
If I had formula for potions, if I had a saint I could pray to, it would show up in there. I don't. It puts the club over here on the side, though.
Yep.
So let's go to Gretchen. Gretchen has armor.
So she's a person. Like,
Yeah.
they don't want to. You don't get to see your body until you have armor.
You're not a real person until you have a suit of armor. Until then, you're just nothing.
That's the devastating subtext of this game.
Every armor is got a V or an L next to it. V is your head and torso. It's vitals. That's what the V stands for. L is for limbs. That's the limbs part. I hope I don't have to explain that. Short sword is the weapon she's got. She's got it equipped. You can see short sword. You can see what they have equipped here.
I have a question. What's the if you open one of them?
Yeah.
What's the 25L or whatever next to it?
Okay, that is
25Q.
That is the quality of the weapon. So in theory, armor protects you from penetrating blows from weapons. Certain weapons can penetrate up through certain armors. In theory, a really high quality leather could be better than, like, the next step up, which is Kuberoli or something like that. I don't remember. Studded leather. So let's say a really high quality leather could actually protect you better than a low quality studded leather.
Sure.
In spite of them they both have weight, which doesn't show up here.
Where do you see your overall armor class to find out what's better? Oh, Matt. You don't
see that. Generally speaking, there are 3 categories of armor. There's padded, leather, and studded, which are one. There's Kuberoli and I want to say scale. No, Kuberoli and studded are kind of next to each other. Padded and leather are down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then there's scale, chain, and plate.
Right.
Plate is obviously in a class by itself. Scale and chain are next to each other. So think of it about 5 classes of armor. Each one weighs more than the last. You can see her normal load down here. She's got 57 out of 60. All she's got in her equipment is that armor and sword, and she's almost into a heavy load. Which means if we put a shield and a bow and something on her, she's moving slower.
Right. She's also 35, which is quite old. This is the built-in.
Yeah. You're going to retire her soon.
Stretch. Yeah.
So this is part of why I said you need your strength up. And she's got a strength of 30 and an endurance of 30, and she's nearly maxed out on her load just with her armor and weapon.
Right.
Which means bringing loot home is going to be scarce for her.
Going to be dicey, yep.
And when I made my mage, I think I gave him a strength of 20, so he is spongy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's her. It's good to see that all these guys are...
They come pre-equipped, which is nice.
Yeah. And the book, if you read through the book, I think it's page 76, will let you know which weapons and which armor kind of counteract each other. Mm-hmm. It's not in a chart. You're going to have to read like through the descriptions of each, but it will get you there.
He looks like RoboCop, kind of.
He kind of does, doesn't he?
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. I feel like this is... Well, we'll talk about that next month.
Yeah. I should have saved my RoboCop quipping, too. I'm sorry, everyone.
It's okay.
We got scope creep.
Total scope creep. Well, we're IT people. We're used to it.
Yep.
F6 here. We'll bring up the party information. This is how the whole party is doing complete. Like, what time is it? What day is it? Where are they? Oh, we're in Wittenberg. So here's one of the other things. When you create a new world, it randomizes a lot of it. So like in the game I'm playing, I'm actually starting way down in the southwest of this map. Where are you? Stuttgart. There it is. Stuttgart.
Stuttgart.
It's
beautiful this time of year.
Yes, it is. Sweet make and crank. So, and the quests are going to be in different places. They're going to kind of be the same thing.
Yeah, the map doesn't change. Just where shit is changes.
Yeah. When people are looking for what and where that what is and who's guarding it will change. But so you can play this game over and over without it feeling repetitive. Although it will still, because I mean it is a DOS game. There's only so much they can do with these quests. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? You're not going to be like, oh, I know to now go to Stuttgart and talk to this guy, and then that happens. Now I go here and talk to this guy. Now that happens. You don't know that when you start. So location is Wittenberg. Our local rep, they don't know us. We've done nothing so far. We're just people. And do keep in mind, this is per town. If I hover over there, if I hover Bremen, you'll see my reputation is unknown with a 0. Every town will have a different rep for you. So you're going to have to earn your favor up in each town before the locals there will give you quests or talk to you too much.
Right.
Your party fame does factor over the entire map and helps even when you're unknown in some small town. You might still get stuff because you got a higher party fame.
Right.
Your wealth, which is your florins, your groschen, your pfennigs. Pretty much you just need to know the total, which in this case is 119.
119 what?
Pfennigs. The markets, the stops, almost everything talks to you in pfennigs. And so, like, if you've got 10 florins and 9 groschens, it'll say you have 10,000 pfennigs, like in parentheses on the side.
Gotcha. Which is nice.
Yes. Notes are banknotes, which are almost as good as cash. They let you buy things if you can get the bank to give you one, which again requires raising your local rep and your party fame.
This is a game about raising your fame.
Yeah. And yeah, that's this. But this map, like I said, if you look back in the video at that other map, this map's not good. Like, okay, I know I just said Stuttgart. Can you point to which red dot it was?
Exactly.
No. Even I've been in and out of it for a month, and I had to go, like, was it where? I know it's around here. There it is.
And this is F6 to get here.
F6
right?
to get here.
Important.
All right. So hit escape
we did
to get out of that. We're out. Let's go to the main street first.
Okay. Lovely.
Lovely. Like, and this is where in most games, boom, it drop you on a map. You'd be ready to start walking around and exploring. And no, we're going to spend all our time in town in drop-down menus.
Yes. For better or for worse.
For better or for worse, this is how you get around town, is through menus. And every click you take, I don't know how much time it takes off the day, but like if we choose to go to the Marketplatz, the political center of Wittenberg, I think that takes about an hour to get there. I think it's an hour to get to the fortress. I think it's an hour to get to the, the central market of Wittenberg or the churches, or over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just kind of, I'm not going to take us to all of these right now, but I do want to kind of talk about all of these.
Right
now.
Piece of advice: don't rush out of the city, because the early grind is all in the city. Do not leave. You will get eaten by wolves immediately upon exit of the city.
Let's go to the inn, because let me tell you, catch up on local news and rumors. That's the first thing I did in the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
As usual, read official notes posted. All right. It says, the citizens of Wittenberg are hereby prohibited from traveling about the streets in darkness after the hour of compline, unless unavoidably required by their occupation or an emergency.
Topical.
Yeah, right? But question for you, Matt. Should I take my characters out of the inn after dark?
Absolutely not. You'll get stopped by the guards and murdered.
Right. That would be my take
nobody
too.
can fight guards in early game. That's like an RPG staple.
That's
it
RPG
would
101.
Make no sense.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to take our guys out after dark and fight bandits.
Pretty much immediately, right?
Pretty much immediately. The first thing we're going to do is break the law. So just... Yep. And I'm saying that because of exactly what you said about the wolves. I read that and walked right out the gates to go get adventure and got murdered.
Yep.
You have to spend your time in town for a little bit.
You got to grind it out in town.
Yep. You can look for other stuff pretty much until you have some fame, though. No one wants to talk to you.
And I think the other instinct you might have is to rush to the marketplace. And I don't think you really even need to do that right away in this game, because you start with, I think, better equipment than you'd be able to afford, right?
Well, okay, one exception. If we go back and look at Jesus here.
Oh, right. Jesus, he doesn't have any...
Jesus isn't even a person yet.
Right. Okay, so... that's right. Yeah, this must have been I must be thinking of the game where I started with the built-in party.
Either you started with the built-in party, or you started with a recruit.
Right.
Recruits get a little bit of armor to start with, too. So.
Right. Yeah, recruit is a good career to end on, I think.
It really is.
For your fighter class characters, in my opinion.
Yep. Every town is going to have their own specialties and their own things that they buy and sell of different quality. So certain towns will have better quality items than other towns. Your first town, you're going to be in here a lot. Just deal with whatever quality you're getting. Merchants selling everyday items, I don't understand.
Yep.
This is the shop screen. We'll come back to it in a second. Oh, sometimes the merchant will offer you a quest.
Like the looks of that money bag.
I like the looks of the money bag. Basically, if you can go to a house in Kuttenberg, you can break in and steal something back for that merchant, and he'll give you some money.
Cool.
That would require us to leave town, though. Sorry, merchant guy, you're on your own.
Not doing that. We're not ready. We're not ready.
I spend a lot of time at a pawn shop.
Yes. Pawn shops and the immigrant or the foreigner markets. Those foreigners, man, they'll buy anything.
Yeah.
They'll buy your bloodstained, hacked up clothes. Like, they don't care. No. I go there a lot.
Nowhere cares, oddly. I've sold swords to the Alchemist.
Oh, okay.
So that is a nice thing. But each town or each shop might have something to buy that's different.
Right. Oh, I didn't know that everyone bought everything.
It seems that way. It's
Great.
now that I've said that, you're gonna find like tomorrow the one shopkeeper's like, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
But so far, everyone's bought everything. You'll see right now it says purchase an item, sell an item's grayed out, barter for another person, leave. Jesus is bartering for himself to the pawn shop. If I barter for another person, now he's bartering for Gretch.
For the Gretch.
Yeah. Oh, this is part of her problem too. She's got a pull in her. Oh no, that's him. Barter for another person. You can just kind of see all their stuff down there at the bottom. Hans has that. So Hans has some Hans has some potions. I'm gonna just, and you'll notice what I did is if you're up here, you can purchase an item. If you click down here, you can use your arrow keys to move up and down.
So you can sell your items.
I'm gonna hit S to sell that. That stone tar is worth 243. That thunderbolt is worth 397. That essence of grace, 260. My money just went way up. Using a potion is a one-time thing. Using armor is forever. Like,
yep.
So
that's just the armor marketing people.
Yeah.
Convincing you of that.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Sounds right. Okay, so I sold all that. Let's go back to bartering for Jesus again. The club's nice, but we just sold somebody else's stuff. How do you feel about a military hammer?
I feel real good about a military hammer.
Let's purchase that.
Hey, Chris, would you say it's hammer time?
I would not, but you did, so...
I thought we were going to hit some synergy on that joke, but that's fine. Go ahead.
No, I won't touch...
do your video. It's fine.
I won't touch that.
Nice.
Thank you. See,
nice.
I get there. Just get
back. I appreciate that. I was feeling bad. I was low, but...
Gotta lift you up.
Oh, that's nice.
Can't stop me.
Okay, that's
I won't hurt you.
No. No more.
Enough. So armor obviously starts getting more expensive quickly. Also keep in mind, this is pawn shop armor.
Right.
It will be lower quality than if we went to the guild streets and bought armor there. I encourage you to explore around the town.
There's so many options in this town.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to just... Scale's too expensive. We're going to buy vitals. I think we're going to buy some Kubroli vitals. And some studded leather limbs. And that's kind of our armor. So now we will go into Jesus.
You're going to learn a lot of new words playing this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what queerbuli is. Do you?
No. Well, it's like a thickened leather over something else. Like metal underpinnings kind of thing. Can I pronounce it? Oh, not really.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm looking at pictures of it. There's pictures of it on the internet. You can do it. They're all of World of Warcraft, it looks like. That's interesting.
So you'll notice, like, I dragged stuff over there. But again, you can also just click A. Almost everything in here has a keyboard command that will do it. I go back and forth on which is better for each menu. You're going to find your own rhythm to this. Okay, so we're done here. I'm going to leave here.
Ben is no longer ephemeral. He has a real body.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the main street because I don't need anything else from these merchants. I want to go to the crafts guilds. And this is where arms and armor. You can go to the inn. I want to go to the ones less violent pursuits because I want to see the Tinker's Square. I want to see if I can get one person to train us.
Yes.
The meeting with the guild masters. Okay, so this person's offering to train us, and I'll explain why that's something new. Let's go to the physician. Let's see if they can get them to train us too. So this time he says he doesn't take students. When I first read this in my game, I took this to mean ever. That this is just a town that doesn't let you train healing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what that means. It means he doesn't take them today. Keep trying. Sometimes he will. Sometimes one of his students is out of town and he's like, for a couple weeks I could use someone to help and I'll teach him some stuff and that'll be great. There's an alchemist, similar sort of thing. Can go back to the arms and armor.
And that raises your skill at the cost of some time.
Time and money.
Time and money, right.
Let's go to the main street. And let's get into the bread and butter, what you're going to do to start here. Let's go down to
Scenic Grove.
Scenic Grove. And here what we're going to do is wait until nightfall so we can break some laws. Breaking the law.
Yep, and be celebrated by the local populace for it.
That's probably. All right, so we're not going to go to the main street. We want to slip down the side street where all the thugs and bad guys are, because that is exactly what any group of adventurers should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And basically,
have you ever been stopped by the guards at night? Do they stop you at all?
Ask and you shall receive.
Oh.
We've been stopped by the guards. We can run away down a side street. We can throw an alchemical potion if we had one. I have done that. We can just pay the fine.
2 groschen.
Or
do you not
start to attack? I'm going to pay the groschen. I just don't want to deal with it right now.
Yeah.
Another side street. Deserted stretch of wall usually gets you an encounter. Other places do too, but this one.
The harbor. I've had a lot of encounters at the harbor, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Chris.
I do. You can try and talk them into leaving you, which will improve your speaks. You can try and show your arms and armor, like threaten them away. These will actually raise your skills if you're lucky. There's a chance you'll raise your talking, or you'll actually raise a weapon skill.
Or your groveling skill, if you choose the first one.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a groveling skill, but in this case, we're going to attack. Because I want to get into a combat, and I want to guarantee we've got a combat. If you choose to attack first, they start further away from you.
Right.
Now,
welcome to combat. This is unintuitive.
Buckle in. This is where it gets weird. It is one of the earliest real-time pause, make decisions, go, and this is where you're going to want that quick reference card.
Yes, right.
If you forget your quick reference card, right-clicking.
The thing I like about the quick reference card, though, is that they frame it as an order of operations that this screen does not. And that's really the best way to think of it, is that order of operations, which I believe on the card is, what do they call it? What are the 3 phases? You've got the card.
I've got the card in front of me. Hang on.
It's like
Orders
F1
menu, attack menu, general keys.
Isn't it like F1, F2, and F3 are the 3 menus? Am I wrong?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
It just says battle, sequence of activities, select character, select orders, select target.
Right.
So in this case, like I hit the number 1.
Right. Select character.
Ben. Here's one of the things. How do you move the screen around, Matt? Do you know?
No. How do you, Chris?
Like I get this arrow around the side and then hold the shift key down.
Okay. That's a decision. If you move to the edge of the screen, you'll move.
What? Oh, yeah, if your characters do. You can also shift and arrow keys. But just arrow keys just moves.
Nope.
No, shift and that. All right.
So you selected a character with 1. Now you have that little silhouette of a body.
Right.
And that is where you will be moving.
So, yeah, if I hit... like I can click there, click there, click there. Or I can hit A and put a little target on that guy. And he'll run over and he'll try to attack him. I can hit V. Now V is he's going to slow down his attacks and try to just get in the weak spots in the armor. So, like, if you've got a club and you're going up against someone in plate mail, you might want to do something like this because then it will actually damage if you hit, but you're going to swing a lot less.
Right.
You can go berserk.
And just confuse me because usually berserk in a game is like some skill and some, like there's a cost to it, like action points or whatever. That is not the case here. It's just a style of attack, and for
lower defense, higher offensive damage.
Right. So not great against armored opponents, but great against these idiot bandits in the back alleys.
Well, and here's one thing I think I went almost a week of like battles without talking about or seeing. E.
Very nice.
What's their equipment? How good are they at it? So this guy's got leather for his vitals, no arms, and he's got a falchion, but he's not very good at using it.
Yep. Good to know. And what number was that?
That was letter E.
E.
Enemy information.
Oh.
No, I don't want to surrender.
No.
All right. So that's that one. 2, I like to just hit attack. 1, I don't want to do anything weird. 3, attack. Oop.
Are you doing B or for berserk or A for attack?
I do A for attack.
I do B for berserk, but you can go your own way. Like that song says. Yeah. It's okay.
M, he doesn't have missiles.
I thought someone had missiles. Doesn't RoboCop have missiles? Gunther?
Attack. Use missile. M is missile. Nope, no one has missiles. And here's the other thing. As they kill their guys and as they do their stuff, they will have a small amount of AI. When they reach the end of a task, they will think for a second and try and do something logical. You're still probably going to want to control them, but they're not completely invalid and stupid. You won't win battles by leaving them alone, but you don't have to micromanage to the smallest detail. You can kind of pay attention and let things go.
Which is real helpful because when you unleash this combat, you're going to see that it quickly descends into chaos.
If you're not careful, yep. So you'll see, like, we've got commands for all 3 of these. Right now they're saying W because they're going to have to walk over to this guy. I hit space. Off they go.
Look at them gallop into battle.
Right now I'm going to hit space again, though. And what I'm going to do is form kind of a little wall, yeah. So that we don't get surrounded.
Right.
What are you doing? No, you stay. Oh, you had a 0 on that. Okay. Oh my, there's a whole bunch. Okay, so 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack, 4 attack. We're just going to gang up on this first guy.
Oh, yeah.
Now you'll notice Gretch here, she had to change targets. She couldn't reach this guy. This one's attacking her. She changed targets all on her own. So again, pay attention, but they're not stupid. They are going to fight back.
And let's take a moment here and talk about the 3 bars by each character.
Yes. Well, actually 6.
Right. They're the first one is endurance.
Mm-hmm.
And if you run out of endurance, you collapse.
Yes.
You are not dead. You just can't fight anymore.
Yes.
The second one is your strength.
Yes.
If that runs out, you die.
Yes.
And the third is your divine favor, and nobody knows what that does. And
we haven't gotten to priest yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's 2, and you'll note the 2 bars. The left one is yours, and the right one is your enemy. So you can see Jesus is valiantly winning this combat because the skinny bar is the enemy, and they are almost out of endurance.
Right.
And then they'll collapse, and then he'll smash their heads with his club or his warhammer.
Right. And you'll notice that Jesus and Gunther are fighting the same guy, so those levels are the thing. Hans is fighting no one, so he doesn't have a bar.
Yep. Get in there, Hans. What are you waiting for?
We're actually going to have Hans. Hans isn't going to be able to reach that guy. We're going to just put Hans on this guy right now.
So don't be afraid of this combat. Like it's pretty intimidating, and it's hard to keep track of what's going on. So pause frequently and like set it up so in a way that makes sense.
Yep. You know, so I'm just rearranging everybody so I'm making sure they can get to the people they're trying to get to.
Yep.
They're addressing the threats that need addressing. Like right now, Jesus can't get to anybody.
Yep.
Man,
there he goes.
And I think this is a good, for those of us like Matt and I who probably didn't. Did you start with the starter party?
I played with the starter party for like an hour, and then I built my own characters, and so all the combat I've done has been with
with your own characters.
My own characters.
Like when I started my own characters, and you're only having leather armor, your hit points go down fast. Like I started with leather armor and short swords and nothing else.
Right.
So my guys would get beaten up and then immediately have to head back to the tavern, rest, and go from there. Okay, we got our pile of loot. I just have the guy in front hit G to take all the stuff of value. Don't take clothing.
Yeah, it's not worth anything.
You can't sell it; it just takes up weight.
I thought you could sell the clothing to the foreigners. I'm not sure though.
Okay, I'll try that in my game. Well,
yeah, I'm not sure. I may have made that up. I thought I sold clothing to them, but I don't remember.
Okay, and we'll see. His impact weapons just went from 14 to 18.
Nice
this is part
job.
of what I mean. In order for us to do that in character creation, that would have been 5 years.
Right.
We did that just now.
Yep.
You need enough that you can hit, yeah, but not so much.
I think we should show how to recover your lost hit points. Mm-hmm. And then that's a great picture.
It is a great picture. So let's return to the streets. Let's head towards other locations. So we're going to get attacked again. This time we don't get to talk to them. They just jump us. I love this sort of map here because I like to kind of pull them back.
Don't tire yourself out walking. It's like filling up on bread. Sneaky, sneaky.
Yep, so I kind of force them into a choke point. Two, that's who I want. All right. And then I double team these guys. Oh, this guy, see, this guy didn't get the memo. Get your butt back.
Come on.
One guy's down already. I was kind of hoping for this. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted one guy to get greened out.
Yeah.
Here. And then that's that. All right. So Jesus did take a little damage. Oh, did we still got this walker? Yeah, we still got somebody back here.
Yeah, these combat are large.
Mm-hmm. My understanding is this is also how dungeons and stuff work. I haven't gotten to them myself, but
yeah, like the main gameplay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then we just 3-on-1 this guy. And that's that. Same thing.
Get your loot.
Leave. His impact weapons went up. And you need to use the weapon at least once during a battle. So there have been battles where I've shot with the bow when they've gotten close, gone to my mace, and both have gone up in the same battle. As long as you use it once, you stand a chance of an improved skill. And here, people are, yay, you helped. So let's just do a quick F6 just to show we're respected. Our fame is going up in town because we're fighting bandits.
That's what we want.
We're breaking the rules. I want to go to the main street. I want to get to the... where is that? Oh, the Golden Wind. They call it something different in Stuttgart. Okay, so we're in here. We can relax with a good meal. For most people, that's how you get your strength back. No. Residents work, pray, study, etc. It brings you to the screen. Jesus needs to regain his strength. Gretchen should just relax. Gunther, right now this is going to cost us this, but if we have Gunther earn some money, it costs us this, but he's going to help by doing 6 PF a day as a militiaman. And Hans,
got to do the alchemy work.
The artifice.
Oh, he can train. Very good.
Train. If you do alchemy work, it brings up your recipes and you create potions. If you have the ingredients, and it tells you what the ingredients are. Go find them in the town if you can. You can't always. So you might have to shop around or try to find them outside of town or something like that. Different formula, and you can make different batches of it and stuff too. Do something else. In this case, we don't have any ingredients, so
we'll just train or earn or whatever.
And then you spend a day doing that. Your little clock spins by. We can see it's almost morning. We're gonna leave, and I think when you leave the inn, it's just automatically day again.
Yep.
So we're going to go back to the market or wherever your favorite store for selling stuff is. Oh, we're going to try the foreign traders because we wanted to see if that worked. Yeah, they won't let us sell them.
Oh, yeah. I was wrong.
But then just hit S to sell in the parentheses. That's how many of it you have. And now I've got some more gold for stuff again.
Yeah.
You want to do this until you've got somebody who's got a skill of about 50 and you've got your guys in the armor and weapons you want them to be in. Like I said, it took me about a year to get there, but I started out with leather, and every battle would lower half of my strength, half my green bar.
Right.
Resting overnight to regain strength regains 1 with your low-level healing skills. It will go up as your healing skill goes up, but not right away. Since we've got a little bit of a thing, let's go to the Hanseatic League Hall. We can ask them if they have any quests for us. This guy doesn't want to talk to us, so we'll leave through the main door. Go to the banking hall. You can do a similar thing. You can ask for a letter of credit, see if they've got any quests for us. Here's somebody who's got a quest for you. Oh, no, he doesn't.
Yep. Our rep is insufficient in this town.
Yeah.
But I think that's basically the early game, right?
Right.
You make characters, you wait till nightfall in the lovely grove, you mess up bandits, and then eventually you will leave.
Eventually you leave and you get to go do this. You can do different ways. Like if you're a criminal or something, you might want to sneak out of the city, but we're going to just walk right on out because we're not. Walking out is free. Walking back in costs money. So keep that in mind. And this is the wilderness.
Yep, this is the overland business.
You can kind of see this village here. I'll go check this out. See a
but again, I wouldn't jump outside. We're just kind of showing it to show it.
Right.
And spend a lot of time in your city.
Spend some time in your city till you're pretty comfortable, until you can do bandits easily. And that getting their money isn't worth your time.
Right.
Oh, here's a hamlet.
It's a lot like Mountain Blade. Yeah, accuse him of satanic practices. Always a good opener.
Yep. You're full of Satan. The church is very important in this game. A lot of the seeming quests from the book and from everything else is finding relics for the churches, praying at the churches. Your clerics and your blessings and your stuff like that are going to come from praying to saints, driving out paganism. If this is something that you're like, oh, I can't do it, then probably not the game for you. But I got over being a TIE fighter pilot and enjoyed the game. I think you can get over accusing random villagers of witchcraft.
Right. Yeah. We should probably wrap this up. We've been at it for a long time.
We have been at it for a long time. I think we've said everything we want to say. Is there anything else we wanted to show or do?
No, I think that's it. I'm just looking through my notes real quick.
You're going to get little quests along the way. There is no journal in game. Write them down. If you do not complete someone's quest, literally no big deal. When you get enough fame for like the first robber baron quest and you go on it, as soon as you can do that. Like, I had 200 gold here when we were done with our like normal piddling around. And that was kind of where I was with most of my bandit stuff, because I'd have to go in and heal and I'd come out. It took me a couple pushes to do the Bandit King outside of town, but once I did that, I came back and I had 15,000 after getting it all done. You start amassing money pretty well, and then you can start really training and doing other stuff. Money and fame tells you is the initial quest in this game. My understanding is there's a story underneath it that you eventually get to and get to follow through. Mm-hmm. But initially, money and fame.
Yeah.
And there's little outside adventures and events that happen, and you can kind of go talk to them and see what happens. And on my quest, there was a caravan that didn't want me to escort them, but then there was a group of religious pilgrims who did, and I was able to take them around and gain some money and stuff from that. So your quest is going to be yours.
Once you get over the initial hump of having some ability and some better equipment, it opens up quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Once you can get out of town.
Yeah, that's kind of the exciting part.
And I said, I think in our last episode on this, that it's based on historical Germany, so there's no monsters, there's no da-da-da. No, it's based on historical Germany and the mythology therein. I've fought giant spiders. I've also fought bears and brigands.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. So, on that note, let's do... Unless you've got something else you want to talk about.
No.
We'll just remind everybody that in a month we're coming back and we're going to actually discuss our feelings on this game. And that in 2 weeks we will be talking about Woflenstien 3D.
A classic.
A classic, and I'm excited to talk about it, even though people have mentioned recently they like it better when we ditch on games. It's kind of hard to ditch on Woflenstien. A game that we go back and forth on, even though we love it, Deathlord.
Deathlord.
This Thursday. We'll play live. Be there, join us, talk to us, discuss our pickles and pants. Find out what I have for snacks this week.
Yep. I will have snacks. This is what I have to go do is coordinate a grocery delivery.
Sounds good. Go get your groceries. This one's run a little longer than normal, but that's okay. It's how to play. Hopefully that helped somebody. And give it a shot this month. See if you can get out of town and come talk to us about it in a month.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Big thank you to all of you watching, sharing, liking, subscribing, suggesting games, commenting on our videos, or supporting us on Patreon. We appreciate all of your support and look forward to sharing many more videos with you. Thank you again.